What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and so I'm going to break down what's going on with the overall market very briefly and talk about why I believe there's going to be some downside coming. Before I break anything down, let me just mention a couple of things. I'm firstly not a financial planner, so take none of this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull and deposit any amount of money into the account, you are guaranteed up to 12 free stocks. Anyways, now let's talk about the market. What do I see that's going on? I'm going to make this video very quick just to get this out of the way as fast as possible. I want to release this video very quick. So anyways, looking at SPY on the 4-hour time frame. Now, I could add a lot more indicators like our stochastic and Bollinger Bands, but I'm going to try to keep the technicals very simple so you could see what I'm about to talk about. Going back, there has been this bearish divergence on SPY that's technically been in the process of developing. It hasn't really played out yet, as we're not seeing downside just yet. But I just want to add that we got this nice doji that formed on the 4-hour time frame, and we're starting to see signals of the market reversing very soon. On the 1-hour time frame, we're seeing something very similar. The reversals potentially even starting right now as we have this bearish divergence. On the 30 minutes time frame, it's even more evident because you could see once again another bearish divergence right here. So this is like an intraday bearish divergence, like right here on the RSI. And we have this bearish crossover on the PPO suggesting downside is likely going to come soon. So what do I think is going to happen? To be honest with you all, I believe the market's going to see some downside soon. I don't think it's just for today. I think going into the next couple of days, we might start to see real downside approaching Friday, in my opinion. I think 450 is very possible, if not the low 450s on SPY. And I say that because of the current technicals and also because of earnings. I want to remind everyone, unfortunately, when earnings came out yesterday after the market closed, Western Alliance and many other banks and other companies actually had misses. They did not report very strong earnings. Then this morning, Goldman Sachs came out and it had very relatively weak earnings. Their revenue just wasn't as great. They missed on EPS. I think revenue was okay, but their EPS was not very good. And they ended up seeing revenue for certain sectors end up dropping. So, Goldman did not have very good earnings. As a result, the market did get a pop, and now it is starting to slow down a bit. And I also think that a lot of this potential slowdown is going to be caused by some of these tech stocks and some of the earnings coming out for today. We have Tesla, Netflix, United, and IBM. Now, I'm going to be honest with you all, it's risky if you're trying to trade these because you never know what's going to happen, right? Especially for Tesla. We never know what's going to happen, so always be prepared for anything. But I have a feeling Tesla's going to lead the way down. Now, let me just elaborate, okay? We came very close to my $300 target. We had 299.29, very close, but just short. However, here's what I'm thinking. Going into tomorrow, by the time we open, I think Tesla's either going to see a nice gap to the upside and pump. That is a possibility. Going to 320, 330, you have to be prepared for that just to be safe. Or it may get a gap down and drop all the way down to like the 280s, if not 270s. What do I think is more likely? In my opinion, okay, you have to consider some very important things. Unfortunately, Tesla has not the best margins. I'm a little bit concerned about them now, seeing all the price cuts and what some analysts are saying. But I think the good news is Tesla should beat on revenue and EPS. I think they're going to beat on both of those. But unfortunately, we're going to be looking at what happens to their margins and what Tesla's going to say about it. Also, don't forget Elon Musk did say to expect some declines in the past for Tesla because of the recession that's coming. He's one of the few that really spoke about this much earlier on because he foresaw what was likely going to happen to the economy with the new rate hikes. So he's right, in my opinion, a recession is coming. But the thing about it is, it may have a bigger effect on Tesla. So this may put Tesla in a position where the macroeconomic environment is going to be used as a reason for them to keep these margins very, very tight. And if that's the case, this could lead to some selling pressure and some fear to be incited by the mainstream media and Wall Street. That's exactly what they're going to want right now. Because if I was a Wall Street investor, do I really want Tesla to just fly up as it's already pumped so much? Or if I'm shorting Tesla, I'm going to try to get this thing down. Right? I think the majority of Wall Street are going to be shorting Tesla, trying to get this thing down. I think the odds favor that. Also, we saw another increase, a big surge in the $280 put strike. We saw a lot of buyers for that, lots of open interest and volume. Is it a coincidence? I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Who knows? Do they know something? Maybe they do. But the bottom line is, I want to be very careful going to this because from a technical standpoint, it's been pumping like crazy approaching this earnings. And it does have this bearish divergence right here. If you look at the 30-minute RSI, compared to the current level of the RSI, even the peak RSI, it's much lower than where the RSI was from before, also on the MACD. That's forming a bearish divergence. The 4-hour time frame is doing the same thing. It's actually really big on the 4-hour time frame. Look at the RSI making lower highs over and over and over again. Same thing with the MACD, while the price keeps going higher. Unfortunately, there's also this gap down here that did not get filled in the 260s. And we have a nice rejection off this 300 area. So we're about to get a bearish cross in the PPO. All I'm trying to say is from a technical standpoint, right now, it looks like Tesla's going to start dropping. That's what it's looking like right now. I'm just being unbiased, guys. I love Tesla. I'm very bullish on Tesla long term. It's going to go to thousands of dollars a share over the next few years. I'm still very bullish on Tesla. But I also am an honest person, and I want to tell you guys based off what the chart is telling us. So my gut feeling is the market has downside coming. SPY is going to be sinking to the low 450s over the next couple of days, and Tesla might be the one that leads the way down. Okay, I'm starting to think that, but I'm always open-minded just in case. So I'm not saying short Tesla. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm not giving any financial advice. There's a possibility it's going to gap up and go, by the way. It could still do that. I'm always open-minded to that. I'm simply stating that there's an increased probability of Wall Street taking advantage of this opportunity and trying to get Tesla down and finding whatever news they can to try to attack the stock. And those margins are a little concerning to me. Okay, that's my honest opinion. We might see it gap down and then just start dropping. I think it's a little bit more likely, it's more probable that we're going to see this end up dropping to the downside. Okay? That's a probability, not a guarantee. Nothing in the market is guaranteed. I can't promise anything. I'm simply stating what I think is very likely based off the trend. I think the whole market may start to sink a bit. On the QQQ, I think the QQQ is going to be hitting 380 very soon, if not even lower levels than that. And it's going to be leading the way down because of tech slowing down. I think we're getting very close to a tech slowdown. I think a lot of stocks like Apple are going to be sinking down. We're going to see the 192 level be tested on Apple. Apple got this nice pop after announcing they're going to be developing their own version of ChatGPT, but it's starting to slow down still, so it may still make its way down to test the low 190s. I don't think it's going to crash very hard though, and Nvidia is currently at like 469, not too bad, but it is looking like Nvidia may cool off a little bit more and get closer to like the mid 460s, if not a little bit lower, before this thing makes a bigger move. Regardless of the market cooling off, even if Nvidia cools off, I'm very bullish approaching August. It's going to bounce. Don't worry about it. This could be a good buying opportunity for Nvidia going into like August and the future. And besides that, guys, I think Coinbase has more downside coming. I think it's going to come all the way down to this like $100 level very soon over the next few days. It's looking a little weak on the MACD. So that's what I have for this video. I hope I brought some value into your guys' lives, and I just want to thank you all so much for listening. The market to the moon because the long term is very bright despite these bearish signals, and peace out.